My salutations to Shri Sadguru Yogi Nareyana Thathaya. Satcharita of Shri Sadguru Yogi Nareyana Thathaya of Kaiwara. Chapter 10. The encounter with Parachur Swami transformed the lifestyle and attitude of Shri Narayanapa. He lost all interest in food and comfort. For the most part, he stayed aloof, he preferred solitude. He grew averse to any interaction with half-wits. He developed an indifference to the material parameters of comforts like a home, money, riches, an estate, and other possessions. They were like dirt, devoid of any value for him. Off and on, he would be greeted by passers-by. When they appreciated his attitude with expressions like "Hey Swami, you are an intellectual and a scholar," he would humbly interrupt them. "No, you are mistaken. I do not deserve such praise. What little there is the grace of Sri Amora Narayana." Further than that, he would not say a word. Like his attitude, his aspect was also altered by the combination of the frequent interaction with virtuous people about philosophy and spiritual wisdom, the continual extolment of Lord Sri Hari, and the practice of asceticism. With an unkempt, overgrown beard and dirty, crumpled clothing, he was quite unmindful of how he looked. He lost all fascination with the physical body, it simply became an unreality. A fresh outlook on life dawned on him. Whatever is perceptible to the five senses ultimately returns to dust. So the momentary semblance to reality is just an illusion. He imbibed this philosophy. As said already, he had no thoughts about business, as he was not interested in making money. But a man who is incompetent at making money is a disgraced husband. That is the established convention. Usually, when the husband returns home after a long absence, the wife meets him halfway and shows him in with affectionate queries like, "It has been so long. How could you have been away from me? You don't look well." Probably a compromise on food. That is the customary reception. Narayanapa reached home expecting such comforting words of welcome. He was first greeted by Mudama, his beloved daughter. She was the most excited about his return. She ran out to him and threw herself into his arms. She exclaimed, "Oh, Father! How long it has been since we last saw you! You look so weak and exhausted. The clothes are dirty. The overgrown, shaggy beard makes it hard to recognize." He was more than comforted by her sweet words of love and concern. He was equally excited about coming to visit her in the household. "My girl, I have missed you all for so long. Where is your mother? And the boys?" Madama, Narayanapa's daughter, replied, "Mother was here until now, she has just gone out." Observing his condition, she said, "Father, you must be very hungry. I will get your lunch while you freshen up." "Yes, my dear. I have been starving." Madama laid out a mat for her father to sit on and served food. Narayanapa was moved by the warmth of her invitation. As he sat down to have his lunch, he heard the voice of his wife, Muniamma. She was talking to her neighbors. He asked Mudama, "Is that your mother out there?" "Yes, Father, it is Mother, of course." But don't take it to heart, whatever she says. The vociferous voice of his wife was coming through. The words were, of course, caustic and petulant. Enough of this household and this moron of a husband. How am I going to feed my family? You all see Takadi Chikama, Thantabayama, Chapalakshi Nagama, and Madi Mariama. How long can I mind this wretched household? What a life! No proper food, no clothing, the destiny that tied me up with this man for life. Why should I, of all people, have been picked out for this suffering? She continued mouthing off to the neighbors about her doom. In response, they said, "Oh woman, why do you worry so much? Tell you what, if our men are skimpy with money for our expenses and groceries, or override or refuse our wishes, we won't scruple at breaking up the relationship and seeking a better partner to live with. That is the thing for us to do, and you are no different. If your husband is loving and sensible, you can live with him, otherwise, we will come to your rescue. You need not have feet or fear." With those words of consolation, they all went home. Shri Nareyana was dejected. That was the last thing he expected. He thought his wife would welcome him back with more passion after his absence. As it was, her words were no less mordant than the opinions of the neighboring women. Like any other man in his condition, he was overwhelmed by distress and self-hatred. He lost his appetite and refused the meal. After seeing off the neighbors, Muniama has just stepped in. She saw him seated at lunch. She also observed that he had come home empty-handed after being away for many days on business, no money or groceries. She was furious. "Where is the Malara? You may have sold out the stock, but the Malara? To whom have you given it away? To the goddess Mahalakshmi Devi? Imagine that. In this Kali Yuga, the goddess appeared before you at all Bangalore traders. Why is she invisible to me when I'm not blind? Though, for the sake of argument, there is probably one Mahalakshmi among a million women. Did she choose to come to you on her own, in the midst of the others? Supposing further that you saw her and gave her all the bangles, she must have given you a large treasure in return. Where is it? Material wealth is temporary, you see. The ultimate wealth is her presence and blessing. The riches will run out sooner or later, they are fleeting. But the glory and benevolence of Mahalakshmi are eternal and invaluable. Therefore, I gave away all the bangles to the Lady of Supreme Chastity, with the recitation, Krishna Arpanamastu.